I'm going to start this video with a disclaimer, and if you've come here looking at how to do the definitive impression of David Attenborough, you're in the wrong place. I am not an impressionist. I'm not that kind of voiceover artist. I can just about do an impression of myself. That's about it. I do not kind of delve into that area. So I'm not here to show you how to do an impression of David Attenborough. In fact, this is the closest I get. It's mating season here in the VoiceOver studio. That's about it, which is pretty poor. There are lots of great impressionists out there who can teach you how to do a David Attenborough voiceover, so have a look at those on YouTube. However, I am here to say that you might find that there's an increasing number of voiceover jobs where the requirement is they want you to sound a bit like David Attenborough. Now, what they're saying is they don't want you to do an impression of David Attenborough. They don't want you to be him, but they want that tone. They want that style. So what do they mean? Well, I think, first of all, we have to look at what David Attenborough sounds like and look at that in some depth. So we can identify some ways in his speech patterns that are very distinctive. First of all, he's educated, very educated. He's Cambridge, I believe. So you want an Oxbridge kind of accent. So it's quite a posh, educated British accent. It's RP, which is received pronunciation. So old school BBC, not kind of modern stuff, but quite traditional, quite conservative with a small c. I think it's got a bit of huskiness to it. He's got a bit croaky as he's gone on. Not sure that's always required, but certainly I think when a client is looking for a David Attenborough type of voice, they're looking for someone who perhaps is a little bit older than a youngster who'd be coming in trying to do it, unless you can sound older than perhaps you actually are. Now, I don't think they're saying they want a 90-year-old particularly, but they want an older style, a more authoritative style, if you like. I think there's a bit of huskiness going on, a bit of croakiness. Also, he tends to talk quite up there, doesn't he? Quite high, sort of almost through his nose, but higher up in the mouth. But it's still got richness in the voice as well. So I think the richness is there. Quite a sort of whispery voice, isn't it? It's quite, it's sort of like that. It's sort of quite airy. It's got a lot of air inside the voice itself, inside the tone of the voice. So it's gentle. It's not in your face. It's very relaxed in many ways, and yet, although it's relaxed, the message is there, comes through very strongly. So if you can combine all of those sensibilities in your performance, you are doing a David Attenborough style of voice. And of course, you can be a female voice actor. They're not saying, the clients aren't saying we'll preclude females from this. They're just saying, when we watch David Attenborough doing his narration, when we listen to that, that's the kind of tone, the sort of style we want. He's quite sort of ponderous as well. So he really thinks about the words on the page, really thinks about them, and might just emphasize some of them more than others. So you could just do that as you. He emphasizes some words more than others. So I've been slow, slightly, not hesitant, but a little bit ponderous about the words, and just taken my time with them to get that message across. And that's really what you're trying to do. So remember, don't do an impression of David Attenborough, unless, of course, that's the request, but instead take the clues from his style of narration and apply those to your own voice. All right, thanks very much for watching today. Look after your voice and see you next time.